Now I would like to call on Cathaoirleach Look of Mayo County Council, Councillor Michael Holmes, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and sorry I'm a bit late. I got caught up in Castlebar. We were there, the teacher was opening the new line in Castlebar, so we had to do that. So thanks Patsy for stepping in. I often saw Patsy stepping in at times that it wouldn't be appreciated, but it was appreciated. Especially when you be around the ring trying to buy a few sheep and you have your hand up and you see Patsy at the back with his hand up. But it was appreciated today. Look, it's a fantastic day, you know, 150 years ago today since the train rolled into Westport and rolled out of Westport, and it's continued to roll over that period of time. And you know, I was just looking at some of the history of the station here in Westport and what has been happening, and you know, what was going on 150 years ago, it's nearly the same today, really, in a way. I don't mean that it hasn't upgraded and the time has halved and a lot of that, but you know, it started off by kind of bringing tourists into Westport and bringing people out that were immigrating. It's still bringing tourists into Westport today, and long may that continue. And you know, it was just going through the history of it, you know, and going back at the start, it was a lot of some of the work it was doing, or one of the things it used to do was on an annual basis bring hundreds and thousands of people into Westport for the annual Reek pilgrimage. I suppose that's not really happening at the moment, but it is very, very interesting to read the history of what has gone on. And you know, when you look at this station, and indeed look at any railway station, and just stand back and think of a station that's there for 100, 150 years, and think of the times and what has gone on here, you know. And it can be very emotional because there has been, I'm sure, a lot of tears here at this railway station. Some of them of joy, but of course, unfortunately, some of them of sadness. And you know, but that's the way it reminds me sometimes of when you look at an old, closed up national school and you think what must have gone on there for 100 or 150 years, and where the people that came ended up, and the type of people, and some did well and some did bad, and all of that, you know. But as I say, today is a special occasion, and you know, again, it's compliments to everybody involved in this. And of course, in 1866, when it was opened, it was 30 years later when it continued on to Achill through my own farm at home, you know, and of course that closed down in 37. But you know, as they say, every cloud has a silver lining, and of course now we have the Greenway on the railway line going from Westport into Achill, you know, and indeed that railway line into Achill has a lot of history as well, and indeed unfortunately some of it not too great, but now we have the Great Western Greenway, you know, and of course our friend here, Minister Ring, in the front played a role, and is continuing to play a role in keeping that up there, and it is one of the pieces of the jigsaw, I suppose, that's you know, it's known all over Ireland. In fact, it's known all over the world for it's one of the greatest pieces of infrastructure. So, like, whereas when the railway closed down, I'm sure there was a lot of resentment at the time and all of that, but again, it's up and running. But today is about Westport Station, and as I say, I'm delighted to be here representing Mayo County Council, and apologies for being late on such a bad day. But if you did notice, just as I came in there, I brought the sunshine because I had it ordered, but I told them, like, whatever you do, don't let it shine until I arrive, because Ring has brought nearly everything else to Westport. But I still have a big handle on the weather, you know. So again, as I say, thanks to everybody involved, and you know, as I say, I hope you enjoyed the day so far and enjoy it. I have to unfortunately rush away again fairly shortly. I have to go to an event in Dublin this evening. So look, as I say, I'm glad to be here, and sorry I'm late. A great day of occasion for Westport, and the history is something else, and it's well worth anybody's while look into the history of the railway station in Westport, and believe me, you'll have some very interesting reading and very interesting things to look back on, you know. Thanks very much.